so let's get into today's Inspired Latina that we have present here with us. I don't know who has read the book or not. Me personally, I haven't gotten to it, but I plan to go home today and indulge. And now it's personal, so now I can put a face to the story and just go through the whole journey with her. But before that, we want to know who Sarah is, right? We want to know what she's really about, what brought her to this journey, and some background on you. So take it away, give us a little taste.
Who am I? I am just a Latina from the Bronx. Like really, it's not just. I am and I grew up in the Fordham section of the Bronx, went local high school, went to school here locally, everything. Went to college here in New York City, and never really ventured out. Love New York. And in my journey, I guess I would say that I felt a very strong calling to working with children, primarily girls. So back a million years ago, I decided to empower girls in my neighborhood. There was a high teen pregnancy rate at the time that I was a teenager, and when I became about 20, I established a nonprofit organization to work with young girls. And that organization ran for 5 years. I also then ended up working with boys. So cool. Yeah, it was great. And that kind of then presented me with the dancing. A lot of the participants really liked the arts and they wanted to dance, and so that's where dance, I've always been a dancer since I was a child, so dance came into that format with the girls, and then it turned into a dance company. And we performed throughout the tri-state area and got to perform with lots of famous artists in the Latin community. It was awesome. And we did that for about 5 years. Did like TV and concerts and parades and festivals and all kinds of stuff, and actually got to kind of have our little name for ourselves at that time. And then after that, I really saw the impact of what I was doing, and I felt limited by only working in a community program or my own nonprofit, and I felt like I could get into the school system. So then I did. I got my bachelor's degree in dance education, went to school for all of that, taught in the dance system, in the school system for 6 years. I taught dance at a performing arts middle school, which is the only one in the Bronx that exists, by the way. So I was happy to, find that opportunity right here in the Bronx where I wanted to be, where I wanted to get back to my community. And working with those kids was powerful. And again, I felt limited then by the constraints of the school system, and I wanted more. And so then I left that to embark on an interesting journey of figuring out what's next for Sarah. And it took a little while. I had some life stuff happening at that time. My father had passed away shortly after that. And then that brought me to really connecting with what I love most. And it was mentoring and teaching and guiding. And dance and the arts was just a vehicle in which I did that. And so when I came to that understanding, I realized that what I've been doing this whole time is coaching. I've been mentoring and coaching. And a lot of those students, as you can see here, became still mentees of mine as they were getting older and transitioning in their lives. And to this day, I have like hundreds of students that I've taught. And I have like a good solid chunk that still call me when they're like going through it and don't know what to do with their lives. So just, just check in. I'm very proud of the accomplishments of my students. I have one that recently was on a tour with Ariana Grande. I have another one that is dancing, has a full scholarship dancing in California with a famous dance company. So I have, some significant success stories. I have one that's a recording artist. She has an album that she's put out. She's working on a second album now. So I have lots of students that have been in the arts that I've empowered, and I said, you know what, these are the same tools that an average person can benefit from, especially women. And so then I started working again with older girls, 18 and up. I founded a pageant in Florida, and I found myself back in the coaching capacity, and I was like, this is really what I want to do. And pretty much around that time is when it started. It took a little while to get everything in place, but that's when I started really stepping into the role of being like an official coach.
Can you give us just a little background of how you grew up as a Latina, as a female, that brought you to where we are now, as a child?
Well, I've always been a very interesting child. Always creating and performing and, all kinds of arts stuff. I paint, I dance, and writing, and all of that was always a big part of my childhood. And I was in a very performing artist kind of family. So that was, my brother's a musician, my dad was like the dancer, my mom was the artist and the singer. So like it was very much part of our households growing up.
A lot of layers too.
Yeah. So like the arts were it, and expressing ourselves, being unique. I was a very unique child growing up. Punky Brewster was like my idol. She really was. Like I wanted to be her, and I really attempted it. I did. I used to wear
really want to do that.
I
was compared to her as a child, and I hated it.
I loved
that
her.
freckles and the dark hair.
If I could get my ponytails to stand up like that, I would be like, I was living. So she was my idol because she was just herself.
She was very free.
She wasn't afraid to show her creativity and her uniqueness, and so that was pretty much my household. At the same time, I was allowed to express myself, but I was also very sheltered, if that makes sense, because I was still Latina, like you're not going past the corner.
Yeah.
You can't go to nobody's house. You are not going to be friends with that girl. Like, who's this boy? Very, very, very sheltered. And because of that, I felt that I lost out on a lot of opportunities that I wanted to go into as a young teenager, young woman. I felt limited by that, and so that's where the kids empowerment, because I wanted to be the person that I didn't have to encourage me to go out there and tell me like it's gonna be fine, just go for it.
So when did you get comfortable in getting involved with being part of a series that are dedicated or catered to our Latinas in our community? Because this is the third book.
Yes.
So third is a charm, I agree.
Yeah.
So what made you come to the comfort of saying, okay, I think I want to be part of this project. I think I'll let people into my personal life. What brought you to that? Being that you were kind of so sheltered and maybe introverted at one point.
I think I've never been. I've never been introverted.
Okay.
That's never not my.
Got it.
I'm like but being sheltered, yes. So the book was something that was presented to me by a friend of mine who was in the first volume, and so she told me about her journey, and I was like, oh my God, that's so awesome. And she invited me to the launch of the second book. And I really had no clear-cut intention to be part of it. I thought that was it. There were going to be 1 or 2 books. There was no talk of a third. And I met the coordinator producer, Jacqueline Camacho. And she heard my story about working with kids. It was like I felt like it was a 30-second conversation. Like it was really like, hey, I'm Sarah, kids, and oh, great, okay, that's my number. It was really like that. And 2 or 3 days later, she called me, and she was like, you know what, Sarah, your energy and your spirit just really sat with me, and I love the fact that you work with kids, and I really want you to be part of the book. And I was like, okay, let's do it, and that's how I went. I really didn't give it a thought.
Right. And sometimes that's how it works out. Not getting too much thought, you just kind of go with the flow, and it turns out to be very successful. Yeah. Were there any, do you want to explain any type of book processing that maybe will be interesting to us? And also, what was the challenge? Any challenges?
There were some challenges. There was so much that I wanted to say. You're limited because everybody has the same amount of words to write for the book, so that's fair. And my story at one point takes a turn and starts talking about relationships, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to talk 9 pages about relationships. And I really didn't want that to be the focus, so it was hard to kind of scale back and pick out the essence of what I wanted to say. So I think that was the most difficult thing, like what's most important to put in the book.
It is hard to put something that represents you in very few words. It's like a reel or demo. It's very hard to put like 5 pieces out of like 100 pieces you have.
And I wanted people to really like get it. I was afraid that if I didn't say enough, people were not going to connect with what I was trying to give us the message.
Okay, so for the ones who have read the book or the ones who haven't, why did you choose to say this story, tell the story?
Well, I chose this story because I feel that it was the most needed one to hear. I feel like the story is of my journey to finding self-love. And I think that a lot of people nowadays need to hear that message. I think we're definitely not loving up on ourselves as much as we should be. And I think people don't really have a clear understanding of what self-love really is. So that's kind of like my example of what I feel self-love, the journey can take you through and what it means.
What's self-love to you?
Self-love to me is making sure that I'm 100% good with everything.
Good joining us. Welcome, welcome.
Okay.
Self-love.
Yes, what it means to me, and it means that I'm good with myself, not just, you know, hair and nails, right, and getting a massage. It's more than that. It's making sure that my energy is in line, that am I paying attention to my body, am I connected to spirit, am I really staying true to what's always speaking from my heart. Yeah, being 100% me. Yeah.
So what can we get from this book? What can we walk away with it? Or what would you want us to walk away with it? Once we read today's Inspired Latina.
I want you to walk away with that understanding, you know, of how powerful it is for you to embrace yourself and love yourself, and, you know, the journey that it can take you on if you don't. Like my book will highlight some of that. And to check in, and we're gonna get a little bit more deeper into that today, how to check in with where you're at with that self-love journey. But feel free to, if you guys have questions, don't hesitate to jump in. I forgot to say that this is not just a one-way conversation. You guys can come in and ask questions about the book, about whatever we just discussed. Feel free to not hesitate.
So, reviewing your resume, I see dancing, art, books, teaching, counseling, motivate. What's next on your list? What more do you feel that you have to do to accomplish the goal or your movement? What's next for you?
I don't think I'm ever going to be done.
That's great. That's supposed to be said.
I mean, like, I'm not even done with myself.
Right,
you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm really looking
stories.
Yes, I'm looking to write another book. So hopefully that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm also looking towards creating products, but I'll get more into that later. But I really want to expand on my brand and on my business.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think I got one more question for you. But actually, you kind of mentioned what you want everyone to go away with and all, right?
Yeah.
I guess you have a question.
Do we have questions, anyone? Questions? People are hungry, they can't think. Yes, Christina.
My question is, you touched on it, but I read some, not completely, the book.
Don't give away the story.
I won't. But, you know, from the Sarah that was like younger, had so many dreams, to like the Sarah now, like, what was your transformation like, you know?
That's interesting. That's a good question, because it was kind of like circular. Because I went from being this expressive like girl, you know, wanting to like do all this stuff, to doing it, you know, starting a nonprofit. I was very active in the community as a teenager. I was like organizing events. I was the girl selling lemonade in front of my house. Like, I was getting kids together. Like, I was always in that space, you know. Like, I'll tell you a quick story. I must have been about 11, 12, and I decided I was going to have a haunted house. We lived in a house, and I had a basement. And I decided, oh, I'm going to do a haunted house, and I'm going to charge everybody $1. Yeah. Everybody did think that in my neighborhood. And so I made these flyers. Back then, you had to draw them by hand and make photocopies, right? We didn't have like computers. So I drew the flyer and all this scary stuff, posted them around the neighborhood. And I had maybe like, my house is one of those houses that the backyard connects to the back of the house, and so you can enter the basement through the back of the house, right? So I had a line of kids going from the front all the way down to the back of the house for this haunted house. It was like the talk. I had no idea it was going to be this big
We should
deal.
do it now, right?
Let's do it. So anyway, so like, we had set everything up in my basement. It was very unfinished. It was creepy. My mom had a whole bunch of stuff she used to sew, so I had mannequins and all kinds of things downstairs. And I had my friends like with what do you call those? Bed sheets over the mannequins and making the move. And my friends would jump out from behind stuff. You know, we had the whole thing rigged. And so we had like maybe 4 or 5 kids that came in, and they would and then run out, and more kids, they would go run down the block, and more kids would get online. It was like crazy. And my mom opens the window, and she's like, "Get And I'm like, "Mom, I'm making money." You know, by this point I had like $10 in singles in my hand, and I'm like, "Look, I'm making money." And she was like, "Get all these kids out of here right now. Give everybody back their $1. This is over." And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. Like, look at the line. And she's like, "No, no." And she was like, "Everybody go home. If everybody doesn't eat, I'm gonna throw hot water on everybody." And I'm like, "No, Mama." So I had to give everybody back their $1.
Really? She did shut the counter.
That still like makes me angry. It does. Like, that was gonna be like a bomb. I already was thinking about next year. I'm collecting dollars next year. I'm gonna have everybody come in costume. So that's just an example. You know, that was 11. You know, and then I invented something else the following year, and then the following. Like, I was always up to some crazy nonsense, and my mom was like not having it all the time.
What's the most inspired thing you have in you? What do you feel how you can inspire? What inspires you?
What inspires me, or how do I how do I give inspiration?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let me see. Okay, well, how I give inspiration is actually not even me. Like, it's me connecting to source, and whatever source is bringing through me is what comes out and inspires people. Like, it's not anything I'm choosing, right? It's just whatever I feel. It just translates through me, if that makes sense. What inspires me is people being authentic. I love somebody who owns who they are. Even on the way over here, there was this girl getting in a car, and she had like this cute outfit. She was a more curvaceous woman, which is so rare I feel for a woman who is more full of figure to really own her beauty. You know, and it frustrates me because I'm like, why not? Why do you want to hide? Like, own it, you know? And so she had this beautiful, cute outfit on, and I was like, yes, that gave me a little, like, that boost. Yeah, I love that, because then it makes me want to step into what I want to be when I see other people doing it. It gives me more permission to be more me.
Is there anybody in the room that has something that Sarah inspires you guys to be? Anything? Anything interesting?
I do.
Go ahead.
I always say this all the time. She inspires me to write a book, but my book will be more different. I'm a mother of a child with autism, so I think I would like to share my story with other mothers out there.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'm really told you about that.
And my Bobeya sister says I can do it. So.
I'm not going to watch, girl.
I will do it.
They're going to watch. I'm waiting.
Before we sum up this little chat that I'm having with Sarah, I would like you to explain Bobeyas and the movement of that.
Okay, yeah.
It seems very fun. Everybody seems to be very happy being part of it.
Yeah.
So why don't you bring us all in?
I'll talk a little bit about that, and then I'll circle back about that later. Bobeyas is my signature program. It's a 12-week program where I work with women to allow them to connect with their feminine energy so that they can live a passionate, authentic life. And so I've had some ladies here that I've worked with already, and we've done, I have two groups of people, so I've worked with people one-on-one, and I also have a group that I've worked with. And it's a journey of really introspection, really owning themselves as women, and not being really unapologetic for being a woman and being the woman that they want to be. And it's creating that sisterhood and that encouragement, because I feel, especially as minorities, we lack that. You know, as women, as minority women, we're told that we have to look a certain way, act a certain way, especially if we're from the Bronx. There's an expectation, right? And so I'm all about like, fuck that shit. Like, be whoever the hell you want to be. Like, you want to be a rugged chick and like ride bikes and own it. You want to be super girly, own it. You you know what I'm saying? You want to be the nerdy girl and be a scientist? Own it. Like, well, nobody is to tell you that you can't because you're this from here and you're supposed to look like that and talk like this and go to school here and have this career. You know, I'm over the women who were like, oh, I want to be a secretary. I'm like, girl, why don't you be the CEO?
Right.
Like, we're not having those conversations, you know, and how people just...
Which brings me into my last question with you. What is it to be Latina today, too?
For me, what is it?
Yes, and throughout the day, I would honestly like to know what everybody feels on that as well.
What does it mean like to be
Very
Latina? To be Latina to me is somebody who embraces her culture, is not afraid to be Latina, right? Or be told, oh, you're too Latina. Like, I've gotten that, like, oh, you're that type of Latina. Like, oh wow, what does that mean? Oh, wow. Okay, well, I hope you walked away from this whole. Yes, I was like, later for you. You don't get to look at this Latina. And so, so it's really owning your background, your culture, not being ashamed by any of it, being proud to represent that, and also being in contribution back to the community. I feel like that's important, one way or another, you know, by teaching your children the culture, the language, participating in community events, just empowering other Latina sisters, any which other way to stay connected to that culture and that community, I think is really what a Latina really means for me. And you know, just keeping it real with being an American Latina, which is different from somebody from the island, right? Like, I understand that I get to adopt the culture, but I also get to like live here in the United States, where it doesn't necessarily like line up 100% with what they're doing in the island, right? Exactly. So also owning that too, owning that I'm American and I'm from the United States, and I get to represent a new version or a different, I guess, hybrid of what, you know, traditional Latina from the island would be. Like, I'm like another part of the rainbow.
Thank you for putting in those words for us to visualize that, because it feels different, it feels good to know that we are stepping on and trying to be accepted and working as hard as we can. We have a lot of passion in us.
Yes.
So much. And that's the problem. It's threatening.
Yes.
But you got to break through that.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I think you're doing a marvelous job at empowering. I think you need to keep doing this. And thank you guys for coming in and sharing the Sundays with us.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
But I also want to say, thank you. We're not over yet now.
No, we're not. I'm putting my stuff out.
You're gonna win. So I just also wanted to jump on one more point that I wanna emphasize, that I feel like there's a disconnect when also being a Latina is also embracing that you're part of a minority group. And although that we are not looked at as the majority or don't have the same access or benefits as some other cultures, we get to embrace all the minority cultures together. We all suffer the same. It's not different, right? It's just, I don't see it as different. Like, somebody from Jamaica has the same mindset, cultural background, some of the foods, a lot of the language, everything is still the same, right? So it's not just about being a Latina and being separate. It's about being a Latina and also connecting with our brothers and sisters on a larger scale. Embracing all of us as a minority group, I think, is important, and other, right? And also being open and welcoming to showing, you know, what it is to other people who are not Latina or not minority, what it means to be Latin or Spanish.
Being part of this movement, have you all recognized that there is more females coming out to be empowered, or do you feel like you're still kind of just starting out?
It depends what community. I feel like in the African American community, it's very strong.
Yeah.
And you know, amongst white females, it's also very strong. But I feel like Latina community, we're just getting ourselves together.
Yeah.
Because it's not part of our culture, right? Like, for us to talk about our feelings and say that we maybe are struggling or we need support is kind of like,
it's hard to do for some reason. Because we're always taught to be strong.
We're taught to be strong. We're taught to not share outside the household, right? We're taught to not like, this is our personal family stuff. We don't talk about this with nobody else, right?
Right.
So breaking. I want to break through all of that so that Latina women feel that they have a sisterhood in the community outside of their home. That's legit, not catty, right? We have a lot of
we gotta let that go. We gotta let that go. I mean, that's always gonna exist. I mean, that's in our blood since baby. I've seen kids interact with each other. You're just like, it's just there.
But it also is encouraged by the family.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Any plans for any film?
Film?
Yeah, memoirs or anything like that? Bringing it to a broadcast?
Well, there has been a little like birdie circulating for a little while. Actually, my mom. My mom dropped this about 2 years ago. And when I first told her about all this, and she said to me, I don't know, I just had like a vision of you the other day, of you being like a Latina Oprah. And I was like, nice. I was like, Mom! Nice. Whoa! She was like, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I kind of saw that. My mom's very that, like she's vision and all that. She was like, I have a vision, and I think it'll be good, so maybe that. Maybe I'll fall up in that.
I think maybe that should be part of your plan. I can definitely see it. Yeah. You want to take a quick break and let people eat?
Yeah, we'll take a 2, 3, 4, 5 second, 10 second pause.
5 minutes.
We have 5 minutes?
You got about 5 minutes.
Okay, we can take a 5-minute pause. I'll let the food come in because that's like, every time look, I have not eaten, y'all, and every time a plate goes by, I'm like, I'm like, what are we talking about again? Salivating. Okay, so we'll take a 5.
Enjoy, guys. We'll be right back.